One thing I really wanted to do while in Spain was to walk part of the Camino de Santiago, otherwise known as the Way of St. James. The Camino existed before St. James and was a pilgrimage that led to the stars. This same path was the path that the pagans took to Finisterre, the supposed end of the world, by following the path of the Milky Way. Eventually, the Catholic Church took over this path and made it their own. St. James's remains were found along this path and moved to Santiago, Spain, where a cathedral was erected in his honor. Millions have walked this pilgrimage with their own intentions, and I wanted to do the same. Hello, it is September 29th. Emma and I are currently in Lugo, Spain. We took the overnight bus here from Madrid, and we are heading to Palas de Rey, which is in Spain as well, and then we're going to start walking the Camino. Today we're walking 28 kilometers?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's about 28 kilometers, which is about 16 miles. Tomorrow we're walking around 40 kilometers, so in total we'll be doing 70-ish kilometers of the Camino, and we're super excited to start. Yay! There are many different paths of the Camino that you can take, and to finish the whole thing takes about a month. Unfortunately, with school and everything going on, we could only dedicate a weekend to doing it. We are officially on the path of the Camino and taking our first step. We were super excited for this adventure, and our first leg of the journey wasn't complete without a stop for some octopus, which is famous in this area. The first day was rough, mostly because we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into in terms of the mileage we were putting in, which was a little concerning considering our second day would be way longer. But we both cheered each other up, told each other we could do it, and reminded ourselves of our intentions for doing the Camino. Little sayings along the path really helped too, and eventually we made it. Hi everyone!
5 hours and 48 minutes later,
We completed 15.8 miles! Yay! Tomorrow we start our super long trek. We have 40 kilometers to go to reach Santiago. So we're gonna head in and get a good night's rest and start the day early.
woo.
Bye! After taking care of some blisters, aches, and pains, we headed off for some much needed sleep before a bright, early, and long day. Today is September 30th. It's our second day on the Camino. It's about almost 9 o'clock in the morning. We've been walking for an hour and a half. So we started a little after 7. We were supposed to start at 6:30, but neither one of us got up this morning because we were super tired. But luckily, we got up and got ready, had some breakfast, and started our walk. It was pitch black when we started this morning, which was a little nerve-wracking. We heard some coyotes, which was a little scary, but we made it out, and it's light out, so it's a lot better. Today is our longest stretch out of the 2 days that we're doing this. We have 40 kilometers, which is a little over 25 miles. We're gonna reach Santiago, which is where all the Caminos stop, all the trails of the Camino stop, and that is where the big Santiago Cathedral is. So we have quite the journey ahead of us. We're hoping the whole thing today will take us 12 to 13 hours, so we should be there by dinner time. But yeah, yay! So you're probably wondering how we're feeling. Last night, I don't think the soreness really hit us until we actually got to our hostel and took our backpacks off and stopped. My legs were super dead. They were really sore and tired, and it hurt to sit down and get back up. But luckily, I obtained before leaving some sort of Spanish icy hot thing, which I have no idea what it is, but that we put that on our legs and it felt a lot better, a lot more soothing. And this morning wasn't quite as sore when we got up, but now we're starting to feel it in our shoulders and our legs. But yeah, just gonna keep pushing on. We can do it. These are the trail markers of the Camino that mark the path. Basically, you follow these until you get to the end. A lot of them have different quotes and sayings written on them, so it was fun to stop and read each of the markers. The Camino goes through all different terrain. Sometimes you're walking along a city highway, or in a forest, or along a cobblestone road in a small town. Walking by the farms was by far our favorite.
Oh my gosh.
We finally made it! We walked today for 8 hours, 13 minutes, 52 seconds, and we walked a total of 22.77 miles. I think our whole trip of the day was probably 11 to 12 hours maybe, but we made it to the cathedral that we're supposed to finish at. It's right behind us. It's under a lot of construction and has been for the past decade, so... But yes, we made it. We walked 70 kilometers on the Camino. Yay! So here is the back of the cathedral, which has been under construction for a while, and also the square where you kind of finish it. Here's the front of the cathedral. We did it! We officially finished 70 kilometers of the Camino de Santiago. We ended our night with some tarta de Santiago, which is the famous cake of Santiago that you have in Santiago after the Camino.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Here's how Emma feels after the Camino, after 70 kilometers. The next day we visited the cathedral and got to hug the big statue of St. James and see his tomb. The Pilgrim Mass was full of pilgrims who had walked either part or all of the Camino, and it was really cool to be part of a community like that, and to know you all shared the bond of having walked the Camino. This is a giant incense burner that they used during the Mass. It was so big it took about 8 people to help move the thing, but it was super cool to witness. Hi friends and family, it's October 1st, Sunday, and it is our full day in Santiago after our long walk. This morning we accidentally kind of went to two masses. The pilgrim mass starts at noon and all the seats fill up by 11, so we thought we'd get there at 10, so we made sure we had a seat. Turns out there was a mass at 10, no, at 11.
At 10.
At 10?
Yeah.
At 10. And we were there for that, and then we just waited till the 12 o'clock one, so it's pretty cool. It was all in Spanish, so we didn't really understand that much, but it was still cool to be among all the other pilgrims. And after that, we got some lunch, and then just kind of walked around, did some shopping, and now we're just chilling before I have to get on the bus to go back to Madrid. The Camino was one of the most indescribable, memorable, and rewarding experiences I've had. And I'm really thankful to have been able to experience it with my friend Emma. It definitely was a good time for me to just think and walk and just be present in all that was going on around me. But I definitely encourage everyone to do it. It was a really reflective and transformative part of my study abroad experience and just life in general. Next time, we'll be walking the whole thing.